ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the prediction show for EMERGE15 Triumphant.
Casey, we're just like a week away.
I know, it is so exciting here. Saturday, June 4th, just over a week away, we are going to see one of the best cards in EMERGE history, bar none. So, without any further ado, because I know you're having issues speaking, because I know you get like this, we'll get right into the card right with the pre-show. And the pre-show match is Totelli Maverick 2. Totelli holds a 1-point lead over Kyle Maverick in the series. It is a best of 3.
I want Maverick to win this one because if Maverick wins this one, we get a third match.
Correct.
Last month's was awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, these guys, they don't hate each other. They're doing this out of respect.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I want to see another match as good as last month.
Mm-hmm.
But I want a different outcome because I want the third match.
Right. I think we sort of have the same opinion here. I think we're both going with Maverick, but it's mostly just hoping that we get a third match.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in more support of Totelli.
Yeah.
But Kyle put up a good fight last month.
It's like we said last month in our prediction show where these guys are so evenly matched. These guys are it's way too close to call. And truthfully, I don't really care who comes out on top. Both guys I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Both guys I like. And these guys are going to tear the house down. And when it comes down to it, sometimes that's all that matters. Although whoever wins this best of 3 series, you have got to figure is in line for a title shot somewhere down the road, or at least moving up the rankings.
I think they'll move up the rankings and possibly become Outbreak.
Well, that being said, we do live in a world where anything could happen, and Totelli, he won the first one and caught Maverick with a beautiful super kick.
They're both evenly odded right now with their matches' outcomes, aren't they? Because they've gone up against each other multiple times.
True. Either way, though, this could end in the pre-show, and we were talking about that in our recap show from Trilogy.
That's where we did the whole pause your video thing, and
right, yeah,
we paused.
No, this could end in the pre-show with a 2-0 sweep. And how much would it help Totelli to sweep Maverick? That would be a huge feather in his cap.
Oh, definitely. Like, I don't know, Casey. I'm speechless. All I can say, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want to miss a great match, buy your tickets now if you haven't already.
Yeah,
we're a week
come to
away.
The pre-show. Be there when the doors open, because good Lord, this is going to be fantastic. But moving into the show, we have got a big tag team match, and I do mean big because Nikki Mariani has announced that her monsters are no longer going to be singles competitors.
I see what you did there.
And J.D. Mariani and Jacob Johns are just going to join forces
And become a tag duo?
and become a tag team and try to get tag team gold. Which you've got to figure, we've seen them as a tag team a couple times before. They've always worked incredibly well together. And I don't think there is really any tag team currently active on the roster who can stand toe-to-toe with these guys. I believe that anybody can beat anybody on a given night, but as far as matching these guys in pure power, there is no one.
The only way someone will win against these two is if they get lucky. Like, catching one while they're climbing the top rope and sending them through a table.
Correct. Which you got to admit was entertaining.
It was entertaining, but I hated to see my boys go down.
That being said, they are going up against the team of Vinny Balzano and Alistair Wilde, who Vinny we have seen many times here in Emerge. Kind of fancies himself the monster killer, as he and Zodiac went up against each other for so many months, which got Zodiac's first suspension.
Was that with the fireball?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next fireball was against Lennox Norris that actually got Zodiac ousted. Alistair Wilde, sort of a medium-sized guy, graduate of the last class of the School of Rock, and we haven't seen him before. I have watched some footage. He is very capable, but there is no way that the smart money isn't going toward JD Mariani and Jacob Johns, especially because as mad as you are about JD losing his title, JD has to be 10 times more ticked off. And that's going to bring him an aggressiveness that we've never seen from him before.
So you're telling me.
So let me get this straight. You're picking get some new material. So from one tag team match to another, 3 tag matches on this card. We've got
Judas Priest.
We've got the team of the Triple C's, Remy and Trevor, going up against Guns and Aggression.
Guns and Aggression.
Now, an interesting note about these 4 guys, we're going to see what I would consider a very entertaining match, because all 4 of these guys are graduates of the School of Rock. Remy and Trevor were from the 2nd class. Guns and Aggression are both from the 7th class of the School of Rock. And so I think, we're going to see a lot of the same fundamentals from these guys, because they all had the same trainer in Billy Rock, and I think it just comes down to experience versus aggression.
Now, the thing is, because they both, or all 4 of them did graduate from the School of Rock.
Yeah.
Do you think one team might switch up their style a little bit to alter?
There's a solid chance, and I think if anybody's going to do that, it would be the Triple C's, because they have the experience advantage by a few years now, and so I think they will be a lot better at working on the fly. You're taking Guns and Aggression.
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking the Triple C's. I've seen what Remy can do. I've seen what Trevor Court can do.
And we've seen what Mance Warner and Luke Lawson can do.
Yeah, they can attack people in cold blood behind their backs.
It's not...
That being said,
strategic.
Remy and Trevor, both from the Circle City Indy, they know never to turn your back on anybody.
That is true.
I'm taking them, you're taking Guns and Aggression.
You're right, I am.
Moving on now, and I'll tell you, once we get into this match, don't do it a 3rd time, or I will stop the show.
Okay.
Zachary Wentz versus Jeremy Hadley, which as the 4-way came to a conclusion last month, we started to see a surprising amount of respect from the fans for Zachary Wentz, and so now he's getting a shot against Warfare Jeremy Hadley, and what promises to be, winner aside, what promises to be an awesome match. Both of these guys are athletic. Both of these guys are experienced but relatively young. That being said, same thing with being angry, which I think Jeremy Hadley is angry just as content of character, but I don't think that Zachary Wentz is quite and he will be, but I don't think he's quite at a level yet where he's contending with Hadley. I do think one way or another Hadley will pull out the victory here. Whether it's through cheating, whether it's through a straight up fight, either way, as much as I cannot stand Jeremy Hadley, he will be able to defend himself. By the way, I saw that interview. Real way to stick up for your friend. Um,
I have friends.
Either way, I think he's gonna win one way or another.
So, you told me not to do it, so I'm not going to do it because we don't want to take our awesome arguing away from the viewers and our predictions. But I'm proud of you. But yeah, I pick Jeremy Hadley as well.
That's a surprise. Next up, Tag Team Championships will be defended. The 8-Bit Punks versus Pretty Perfect. And don't get me wrong, over the last few weeks, you have become an absolutely terrible person. But one thing that runs deep is being a nerd. And so you're still hanging on to your love for the 8-Bit Punks.
You're right, I am, Casey. And
but you're huge fans of Pretty Perfect as well.
that's where I'm back to Dave Dynasty. Why are you tearing me apart?
Yeah, this match was supposed to happen a few months ago, and then Trilogy got postponed, and then due to scheduling issues, they could not make it happen again. But either way, Pretty Perfect is owed another shot at the titles, and they get it this month.
I think it's good that they have had some time off, a month off, because we've been seeing them go up against each other 2 months straight.
Mm-hmm.
And last show would have been the third, aka another part of a trilogy. Bad pun, I know. But it gives them time to actually come together and work. Because we saw Austin Tyler Morris wrestle last month.
Right.
And he put up a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he can take what he learned from that match.
Yeah.
And put it towards his teamwork with Jordan Cage.
All right. So while you're sitting here trying to pull as much stuff out of your butt as possible so that you don't have to answer this question, who are you taking? Who's going to win?
The Punks.
Punks?
Punks.
Punks. All right.
King of the Arcade and Game Boy.
All right. Because I think it's going to be Pretty Perfect.
Really?
Yeah. I think they work incredibly well together as a team. I think if there's anybody that can take down the hottest tag team in Emerge, it's going to be Pretty Perfect on this given night. That's just my prediction. I love Damian and Aaron to death, but I've got to look at this objectively, and I think it'll be Pretty Perfect.
Well, all I can say is, may the best team win.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of may the best team win, may the best man win. Two guys who have a lot of respect for each other and have faced each other before in Chris Caliber and Brett Havoc for the Outbreak title. Now,
I pick Brett Havoc.
You pick Brett Havoc.
Yeah,
okay?
I want to see Chris Caliber lose.
Well, obviously. But Brett Havoc went up against Chris Caliber in Brett's debut at EMERGE15, and it did not go well for him. Back then, though, Chris Caliber was still in his moody punk phase when he had some real attitude issues to work out under the tutelage of Christopher Icon, and now these two guys have a lot of respect for one another, and Brett Havoc was incredibly impressive as he hit a beautiful 450 splash.
Oh, yeah, he did.
To win that four-way.
See, now that's the impressive thing, and that's another reason I'm picking Brett Havoc. He took down 3 other guys to get this spot.
Very true.
If anyone deserves it, he does deserve it. Sorry, Jeremy, but we'll give Brett Havoc a chance. And then maybe we'll see him and you face off.
Now, personally, I see as much I love Chris Caliber both as a human being and as a fighter, and I will say he is skilled, and this, as far as I'm concerned, is his championship to lose, not anybody's to take away from him. So I will take Chris Caliber, but not only do I think that Chris Caliber is the better fighter here, not only do I think that he is the workhorse who will hold on to this title for a while, I want to see Kenneth James versus Caliber again. Because Caliber has already stated that if he beats Brett Havoc, as far as he's concerned, James is next in line, which I interviewed. Of course, we all saw the attack last month, but I interviewed Chris Caliber in the month where Emerge had been postponed, and he said, I will absolutely give Kenneth James another shot.
Yeah, Kenneth James' foot was under the rope, Casey.
Yeah, it was fair, and I mean that by that I mean that's a fair point, and he should not have won that match. Chris Caliber has admitted that, and he said I will give him another shot. So really, no reason for Kenneth James to stick his nose into anything, which Kenneth James is not on this card. Again. It'll be interesting to see if he shows up.
I hope he does.
I would really hope that he would keep his nose out of it.
Well, see, as much as I respect Kenneth James, I don't want to see him ruin his career with another attack.
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw him got thrown out last month.
Yeah.
Which was sad in my eyes.
It was sad. He broke the law. He showed up to a show that he was not obligated to be at and assaulted somebody. That is called breaking the law. He's lucky he wasn't arrested.
Either way, Kenneth James does deserve another shot against Chris Caliber. Now, if they could come to some sort of, I don't know, peaceful understanding.
Do you think it's likely?
Not very likely.
Do you think there's any way
Chris
that
Caliber
that'll
will
happen?
antagonize him, and that'll make Kenneth mad, and Kenneth will probably end up assaulting him again.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But I'd like to see not necessarily an actual fight, but a square off between the two.
Well, again,
because Chris did even say last month, he was like, all he had to do was ask.
Yes.
I want Kenneth James to just flat out ask Chris Caliber, hey, can I take you on for that title shot?
Yeah, well, Caliber has already stated that he gets the next shot, so I doubt Kenneth James will bring himself to the level of human decency. Moving on, however, 10 shows ago, last year, at EMERGE15, JD Mariani was champion, and a guy whom we had never seen in Emerge before was brought in to face him for the title.
Okay.
That was Apollo Star. Now, a year later, Apollo Star has taken the championship from JD, and we have somebody who we have never seen in Emerge before coming in to challenge him in Mark Vandy. Now, I've never had the opportunity to see Mark Vandy wrestle live, but I have viewed tape of him. He is he's insane. He's a psycho.
Good. That's what we need to take down Apollo Star.
We need to take down Apollo Star, of course.
Yeah, Apollo doesn't deserve that title.
In what way?
It was JD Mariani's title. It wasn't Apollo's for the taking.
Oh yeah, and he won it. Very much though, like I just said with the Outbreak title, that nobody will deny that that wasn't anybody's to take away from JD. That was JD's to lose, and he lost it.
Nope.
Are you,
He is still the Emerge champion in my eyes, Casey. How many times did Apollo have to go up against JD Mariano?
3 or 1 fairly? Every other time there was outside interference. The first time
Playing it smart.
The first time that Apollo got a fair shot against JD, he beat him.
I don't think it was fair. But continue.
Either way, I know you're taking Vandy here because at this point you just hate Apollo Star.
Yep.
But which it explains why you went against the Triple C's earlier too.
No, it's
in
nothing
retrospect.
against the Triple C's. I just think Luke Lawson and Mance Warner have.
So it has nothing to do with the fact that they're best friends with Apollo and
No,
that you don't
nothing
like
to do.
Apollo.
Nothing
Nothing
to do.
at all.
No.
Okay. Well, either way, I think that Apollo will have this title for a while. Personally, if he took down JD, I don't see anybody on the horizon truly who can take him down. And so I'm going with Apollo. You're going with Vandy. Definitely going to be an interesting main event, though.
Yeah.
And it's a new face in Emerge being shoved right into the main event scene.
So is this this is just a normal match? It's not a tables or anything. It's just a straight up normal.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 pen.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or submission or
Yeah.
disqualification, kind of. Either way, though, you're gonna see Apollo with a speed advantage, Vandy with a size and strength advantage, and it's going to be hard hitting, it's going to be fast paced, and it is going to be one heck of a main event. So if you don't have your tickets, we keep saying this, we keep going into this, get your tickets now.
What?
Because this might sell out.
This one might sell out. And here's the thing. I want to use the analogy you used last prediction show. How much is a movie ticket? I'm an avid moviegoer. A movie ticket runs, what, $10 now?
Yeah, right about.
And that's what?
I love how you're an avid moviegoer, but you ask me how much tickets are.
Bear with me.
I always do.
Shut up. So, $10. You get into a movie. That's for one person. How much is the ticket at Emerge?
$10.
$10?
Yes.
So, that's the same price, but at the movie, you don't get to meet the people that are doing the show. What?
Oh no, that's reason number 1 to come to Emerge.
You get a fantastic show.
2 reasons.
Get really tons of entertainment. You get to meet us.
You get a longer show as well.
Yeah, you get a longer show.
Either
Cheaper food.
Yeah, that's definitely for
and
sure.
Great merchandise.
Mm-hmm. All of this taking into account and cheap plugs aside, you want to be at this show. I'm excited. It's just days away. I cannot wait for this show. I cannot wait to get back in that building. And folks, all I can tell you is that from here on out, Emerge shows are only going to get bigger and better. So get in on the ground floor. Because there's nowhere to go but up. Trust me.
And that's not from the wrestlers throwing you.
That's correct. No, it's unless you assault them first. That being said,
Jason.
my stepdad would kill you. My stepdad would wipe the floor with you.
I was just saying, don't assault the wrestlers. Me, I don't care. I'm not that important.
Oh well, that's an admission that I never
They
thought.
can just get a
Either
wrestler to
way,
replace me.
EMERGE15 Triumphant this Saturday, and I cannot wait. So, for Richie Stevens, my name is Casey Johnson. You guys have a very nice day.